Alright everyone, welcome back to the Mindcrack server. Of course it's nighttime and raining. We're joined by Joey Fats. We sleep. And today, my friends, we become the Turtle Zen Masters. So we need 5 scute. This 5 scute becomes the turtle helmet, which we can then brew into the potion of the Turtle Master, which then we can, create the redstone and glowstone variants of, and all will be well. Okay, let's get seagrass, and not Trevor Zegras, but seagrass. We need to do this. Because this is how they do it. This is how the turtles do it. They need seagrass. Look at all this kelp, though. Hello. Where's your friend? I saw them swimming around. There they are. Want some seagrass? Yeah. Come towards the seagrass. Okay. First animals I bred, apparently. So, who's pregnant and who's laying the eggs? Where are we doing this? You need some help? Are you gonna lay some eggs? Somewhere? Do you need more than 1 block wide? Ugh. Oh, no, that appears to be egg laying, I hope. No. Yeah, there it is. Okay. That's great. I don't think that solves all of our problems. No, does it? Yeah, so we need 5. So where'd your friend go? Come on, seriously? The other turtle fucking left? Where are they? mildly concerning, I'd say. Mildly concerning. I mean, are they going to lay eggs too at some faraway beach? I didn't think both turtles would lay eggs. I mean, worst case scenario if this turtle just fucking disappeared. Once we hatch more turtles, we can, you know, continue to increase the population, but... what on earth? Nowhere to be found. That turtle just said, boy, bye. Okay. She was a skater boy. No, she was a skater boy. He was a skater boy. She said, see you later, boy. Don't tell me Avril Lavigne never fucked that up. No, she did once. Well, that's quite silly. We need 5 scute. And that ain't gonna be enough. So we're gonna stick around here, make sure this chunk stays loaded. So no dweebs show up and trample, because that will give us 3 scute. So we'll need 2 more baby turtles, and then they drop it once they mature. Okay. Well, that kind of spoils some of my plans, but let's look at how do you sniffer? How does one sniffer? Okay. Turtle doing turtle things. So it says you literally just place the sniffer egg and out pop sniffer. But they hatch a lot faster on moss. Okay. Now, if you remember from the previous episodes, we know about that azalea tree. And we do need to, I believe, get some of those blocks. I've gotten moss, but azalea leaves, flowering leaves, all that shit. So let's go do that. Get our silk touch. Head back in that direction. But the villager is sleeping. Ridiculous. Full chest of tipped arrows. Wild. Okay. Yeah, 1317 isn't quite it, I don't think. It's very close. Maybe that's also what he's grinding on. What he's grinding on. Hey. Alright, listen, I know the turtle eggs aren't ranged, but got a plan. It's fine. Got the structure of this episode worked out. Oh yeah. Anyway, this episode's gonna be the late night host episode. Let's talk about late night hosts. A lot of people are talking about it since Conan was on Hot Ones. Conan O'Brien, and he's simply one of the best to ever do it. I mean, so many people sharing old clips of late night with Conan O'Brien, and it is some funny fucking shit. I mean, it's so funny, and I think part of what makes Conan so funny is he's so smart. I mean, he went to Harvard, he's extremely well-read, he's obsessed with history and presidents. One of the pieces of advice he gives in the Hot Ones interview is to read everything. He says, be widely read because there's comedy everywhere you look. Even there's comedy in the Old Testament, New Testament, he says. It's true. So Conan is just such an icon and legend. It's time to talk about the state of late night hosts, and at the moment there's nobody bringing it like Conan. So let's go through and rank your late night hosts here. Number one of all time, got to be Johnny Carson, the OG. Basically invented the entire genre. Like, he wasn't the first host of the Tonight Show, but he turned it into the Tonight Show that we know today. The OG has to be number one. Has to be. And number two, I think I gotta go with Conan, man. Conan is so funny. He did it for so long. He is just such an icon of humor. I don't think I forgot about these blocks, okay. He is so funny. His bits are great. Really. Watch this drive. No one will notice. Did I just get Mindcrafted? Oh, because I'm breaking with the wrong fucking thing. That's why. Okay, it's not different. Okay. Time to find where that azalea tree was. He's so funny, and there it is. And some people are like, "Oh, we need to go back to today where some late night hosts weren't so political." I don't think a lot of late night hosts are quite as political as you think they are, but that's a different topic. America ain't ready for that conversation. But yeah, Conan O'Brien, he's the man. Everybody rightfully loves him. He's really ahead of his time, and I think here's the real difference of late night hosts. And let's compare who I think is number 3 on the list, David Letterman, who's like kind of the proto-Conan. I don't know if that's a creative comparison, but they both kind of had more offbeat styles of humor. And let's compare them to infamously the man who fucked over both of them in their careers, taking the Tonight Show from each of them, Jay Leno. Jay Leno at the time, and I believe he still talks about it, was always number 1 in the ratings. Undeniable. More people watch Jay Leno than Letterman. More people watch Jay Leno than Conan. Basically, Jay Leno like little fingered his way into taking over for Johnny Carson. So David Letterman, who was on Late Night, which was the show that came on after Johnny Carson, left and formed his own competitive show, The Late Show, on CBS. Makes sense. And then eventually NBC planned for Conan to take over, but then Jay Leno didn't want to leave, and NBC was scared of losing Leno's ratings, so they then just gave Jay Leno his own show that aired before Conan's show. And then this caused all kinds of problems that led to Conan getting fired from The Tonight Show after like a couple of months. And Jay Leno took it back, fucking him over. Which everybody still brings this up, honestly. Like, it worked out for Conan. I think in some ways it added to Conan's legend. That he got fucked over in such a way. This makes sense. But anyway. Yeah, Jay Leno always number one in ratings. The reason is he just played it very safe. Played it super safe. He was comforting for people. He didn't challenge them. Can we break into a cave here? Yeah. The moss block is what we were looking for. Oh, we need the big drip leaf, yes. Look at all them drip leaves. Okay, anything else? Small drip leaf. Glow lichen, spore blossom, normal azalea. Okay. I know what the spore blossom is. That. What's the small drip leaf, though? Oh, you. I don't think I ever consciously knew what you were. Okay, I guess you're a shears situation. I just silk touched two of them and got nothing there. There we go. Small drip leaf. Okay, let's pillar up some of this rotted dirt. Yeah, I'm just saying Jay Leno played incredibly safe, but on YouTube there is like an archive David Letterman channel and an archive Conan channel, although he's still doing, podcasts and shit. I tell you what, there is an archive Jay Leno channel. There's no, famous Jay Leno bit that everyone's just like desperate to revisit. It doesn't exist because he played it safe and it got him ratings and he was number one. At the end of the day, everybody remembers the other guys. So, I don't know. Was it worth it? And that's ultimately where we are today with a lot of these hosts. I think to round out the top four, behind, so we have Carson, Conan, Letterman. I think you got to go with Mr. Daily Show, Jon Stewart, in that slot, who's kind of back right now. He's the only one of the top four who's kind of back. He does a show on Mondays. Although the rest of the Daily Show crew is doing well too. This is kind of a Daily Show resurgence. I'm a little here for it. And then after that, kind kind of gets into your own preferences. So I mean, let's talk about the guys they're active right now, because they basically cover everybody else. Seems kind of crazy to have 4 basically retired guys at the top, but you know, back in the day, think about it. Late night was before podcasts, before celebrities had social media, before YouTube videos. I mean, the late night hosts were basically like YouTube creators, and the only YouTube creators, the only games in town. You know, there was nowhere else doing what they were doing. They had a monopoly. And nowadays it's so, you know, it's so diffuse, and the whole interviews are a lot less interesting. That's part of the reason why back in the day I stopped watching. There was like a few months where I watched like every Seth Meyers, and I'll talk about Seth Meyers. But the interviews stopped being as interesting because half time it's like, I don't give a shit. They're just here to promote something. It's not novel because it's like, oh man, this is the first time. It's so rare to get an interview, to hear from this guy. It's like, no, you just follow them on Instagram. You know, it ain't the same. So I think that's a big problem with the current late night hosts, and why I think they can never reach quite the heights. I mean, again, a lot of Conan's stuff, like the height of Conan, was like, I mean, Conan was started like 1993, guys. Like, he's an oldie. He's an oldie. Okay, we got all this wood so we can make some fence. Yeah, so let's go over everyone. So actually, the longest serving late night host, not counting the reappearance, as it might be, of Jon Stewart, would be Jimmy Kimmel. Jimmy Kimmel, I think by all counts, is an awesome dude. I mean, the best moments you see from him is where it's all Kimmel speaking from the heart. Like, his son had a lot of health problems and he was getting attacked by Republicans about it, or when Aaron Rodgers recently came for Jimmy Kimmel saying he was probably on the Epstein list and all this stuff, and Kimmel put him down. He's also hosted a lot of the Oscars because he's on ABC and the Oscars are on ABC. His long-running feud with Matt Damon is A+. But, you know, outside of that, he's not given much. But I think his best qualities are he's dependable. He's not anti-political, but you can always kind of count on Kimmel, you know? You can always count on Kimmel. Let's see here. I just want to make sure Sniffers. There we go. Soon we're hatching our boy. I love the Sniffer. Where did the eggs go? Sir? Sir, where are the eggs? Okay, let's try that again. What, I can't fucking leave? What the hell happened? Did mobs just trample over them? I was maybe in spawning distance, but I wasn't like nearby. What the fuck? Dolphin jumps. At least the other turtle showed its face again. You know, yeah, so Kimmel's dependable. Yeah, I just say he's dependable. He's solid. You're rarely gonna meet anybody that's just like, I love Kimmel. He's just super dependable and seems like just an awesome dude. What are you doing, buddy? I saw him like start to lay eggs and then he just stopped. Lay some eggs! This is a thunderstorm too. Are you gonna lay some eggs? We have to do this shit again? It's okay. He won't do it. We want to do it here. Okay. Only 2. Thanks a lot. You can leave them alone. They're not leaving my sight. No punk ass mob is gonna show up. Yeah, so that's Kimmel. So speaking of playing it safe, let's talk about Stephen Colbert. I don't think he plays it safe because his monologues are often very political and anti-Trump. But Stephen Colbert used to be the host of the Colbert Report, in which he played a Republican character for show and pretended to be a conservative to make fun of conservatives. Like when he announced that gay marriage was legal or something, there was big clapping, and he was like, I too clap when I'm afraid. And shit like that. Pretty funny, I think. But then when he went to CBS's Late Show, like his anti-Trump monologues have become, they're just so obvious and tired. You know, everyone's just heard it before. I never see bits of, like, Colbert bits posted or trending anywhere. Like, by all accounts, he kind of went generic. He went generic, and it breaks my heart. And he's been doing this for 10 years almost. But it's like we all knew the potential. Like we saw the Colbert Report, so we know what he is capable of, and we just don't get it anymore. And I, for one, think that's a shame. So that's Stephen Colbert. Can you lay more eggs? Because only 2 ain't gonna cut it, bud. We need 5. Where'd the turtle nose over here go? So that's Stephen Colbert. And speaking of generic, and sometimes posting a lot of Conan clips, people are like, see, you don't have to be political to be funny. I wish there was late night talk show hosts that didn't get political. Oh, but there is, my friends. Oh, but there is. And his name is Jimmy Fallon. And look, every time Jimmy Fallon gets posted to the internet, everyone's like, I hate him. So I feel like people still don't understand what Fallon is doing. They don't see what he's about. He's just about, listen, he's just out here creating a positive atmosphere where guests like to go on the show and they play games and it's fun, and he does the fake laughter he interviews because he's trying to make people feel welcome, like there's never going to be a bad interview. You're never going to go on the show and get attacked by Jimmy Fallon. This is slow going. So that's what he's doing. But unfortunately, it's just about playing games with celebrities and stuff, and the bits, it's still broad. It's not as targeted as Conan. Like when Conan would have a lever that would pull clips for the Chuck Norris show, Walker, Texas Ranger, that was a ridiculous, very stupid show. Jimmy Fallon's doing nothing like that. His set rules, though. It's very pretty, the Tonight Show set. Here we see two turtles mating on land. A very unusual arrangement. Oh, they did it, and now they're gonna go do something, I guess. So that's Fallon. So we've talked about those three dudes. When the late night hosts did their Strike Force 5 podcasts, they included John Oliver. I don't consider John Oliver to be a late night host because the show's it's not daily. It's a weekly show. I'll say about John Oliver, I don't know. A lot of what I get from him is I agree with a lot of John Oliver takes. It's like a ranting British man explains what's wrong with society. I don't know. It's just a little too shouty, gets a little too tiresome for me. Personally, John Oliver. Although some of the bits he does are very impressive. So what's my current show out there? Let's talk about Late Night with Seth Meyers. I've been a fan. Okay, perfect. A fan of Seth Meyers since I started watching Weekend Update on SNL, and he was the host with Amy Poehler. You may remember from a little show called Parks and Recreation. And I really loved him there. And then he went on to do Late Night with Seth Meyers. And it's kind of been this thing where before him, the hosts in the past, not immediately before him, it was Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. Before that, it was Jimmy Fallon. So it's kind of, gone in order. Fallon has the Tonight Show, then Seth, and I got called Joseph Michael Che, who eventually are going to stop doing Weekend Update, and what a shame because, I don't know what they're going to do after that, but they got to stick around. They got to keep doing stuff together somewhere because they're just too good. Been doing it for a decade. It's kind of crazy, but they're incredible. So let me say this about my feelings late night with Seth Meyers, and I saw Seth Meyers in person last summer, doing some stand-up tour during the writing strike, and it was a blast. He's very funny, but I think where I fall on Seth Meyers is I like him more than I like the show. So he does also talk about Trump and politics a lot. And he has like days it's called A Closer Look. He's mainly zeroing in the latest Trump thing of the day. But with Seth, it doesn't feel like it comes from a... It's interesting. Because with Colbert, it just kind of feels like it comes from an obvious place of, isn't this guy bad? But with with Seth Meyers, who roasted Trump badly at a White House Correspondents' Dinner, which is widely believed to be an inciting incident for Trump to run for president, because he was so mad. Yeah, Seth Meyers did this, everyone. It seems to come from a place of like, this horrible thing, there's this massive danger, threat to America, and I have this platform, and I am going to use it to keep Americans up to date on this threat. Like, this is my moral responsibility, is to do this. And I can respect that, but I can't watch all these because, it's not the best for my mental health if I'm, diving into the Trump minutia every day, right? So, the weekly Jon Stewart bits are a little more my speed. And I don't think all of Seth's, like I don't think he has any other, non-political bits that are as funny as Conan. But I think he does best when he kind of does awkward humor, like he'll say kind of a dumb joke, and there's even before, like when there weren't audiences, and you just kind of hear the crew members laughing, and it feels it's kind of funny because of the lack of response to the joke. That's kind of Seth's niche. It's also weird because I don't really think of Seth as comedian. I don't really think of any of like the late night hosts as comedians per se, even though they are. I don't know. It's when Larry David, he was on Seth Meyers' show. I don't think of you as an actor. Yeah, so I think it's a shame that right now there's nobody at the Conan level. But pick all my favorite late night shows right now. Man. I mean, yeah, I guess number one would kind of be this new incarnation of The Daily Show. I think they've got some great people, Jordan Klepper, Ronnie Chang, who are funny. But I think especially Klepper works best as a correspondent, not as the host. There's a bit they did about arguing those two, whether the sun or the moon was the star of the eclipse, and the host was this woman named Desi Liddick. And I think that dynamic worked really well with her as the host and those two as the correspondents. So, listen, I think it's about time for a woman to host one of these things anyway. You've kind of gotten some backdoor. There was like some show with like Lily Singh. That was sort of a late night talk show. And the Late Late Show, James Corden got replaced by this kind of like quiz-ish show hosted by Taylor Tomlinson, who's very funny. So it's starting to happen. It's starting to happen. But for the Europeans comp listening, and I guess I don't know how it goes in the Netherlands, but in Britain they've got their famous like quizzing shows and stuff. The only really one of that in America is a show also very near and dear to my heart because I remember hearing it on the radio when I was a little kid and thinking it was great. Although I didn't think it was as good as Car Talk. I like Car Talk better than Wait, Don't Tell Me. R.I.P. one of the brothers from Car Talk who died of Alzheimer's many years ago. That show, even being a kid who knew nothing about cars, was hysterical. Stump the Chumps, the Puzzler, just elite chemistry. Yeah, Car Talk, iconic. I was like, I like Wait Wait Don't Tell Me. I like Car Talk better, but I think Wait Wait Don't Tell Me itself has gotten a lot better. Like it's such a good show now. I got to see them live once. It was a ton of fun. And that's hosted by Peter Sagal. And then occasionally there are guest hosts if Peter's out. And there's some good replacements if Peter ever hangs it up. But that's the only like news quiz show. So yeah, those are the only two things that I make sure I watch. It's also easier to keep up with a weekly show than with a daily show, if you catch my drift. So, Saturday Night Live, like, Weekend Update is really bringing a lot of that stuff that I could get from Seth Meyers' show. And then, we're also getting that with Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me. So, good stuff. I haven't listened to this week's Wait, Wait yet. It was just filmed in Pittsburgh with Bill Cower. I'll get to it. Hey. Hopefully this doesn't take a while, friends. Let's see. Just respond to some friends. What happened a lot quicker if that previous set of eggs didn't fucking evaporate? What the hell was that? We're so close to NBA and NHL playoffs, too. Looking forward to the NBA. NHL, man, the Avs, yikes. Especially the goaltending. Need to get Matt Davis from University of Denver. Is this the noise that turtles make? When doves cry. Boo! I wish there was a better way to do this. How long does it typically take turtle eggs to hatch? I should just check on my sniffer too. Very low chance of cracking during random ticks in the day. Guaranteed to crack during random ticks between 3:36 a.m. and 4:33 a.m. Oh, we need to not be sleeping. Shit. Alright. We're staying through the next night. Do we have a baby sniffer? Oh, we do! Oh, hello! Hello, sir! Oh, look at your eyes! Oh, you're so cute. Who's a good little baby sniffer? Who's a good little baby sniffer? You are. Yeah, you are. Oh, you're such a good boy. Good sniffy boy. Meow. Yes. You're gonna grow big and strong. He better live. Excuse me, sir. Sir. Alright. I'm waiting out this night. Another long episode for the brand. That's just what we do these days. He was a sniffer boy. She says, see you later, boy. I'd never say see you later to a sniffer boy. You're such an adorable creature. That's right. Call you the big sniff. Look at you squeezing through that space. Some good pathfinding. You have to be an adult to sniff up things? Or are you just not? Are you not? Oh, okay. All right. Sniff, sniff. Sniff to my loo, sniff to my loo, sniff to my loo. I'm sure Comp and all you other experts were all cringing when he kept sleeping through the nights. I didn't know. I forgot from season 8. Last time I was doing this. Didn't really do much in season 9, did I? I did end up finishing out that little mountain village. It's my bare bones building a skill. Because hatchings occur during this very specific nighttime window, because of course they do. And look, I didn't see any baby turtles around if those eggs did hatch, and if they did, it should happen quick. Okay. As the sun dips below the horizon, an egg hatches in 4 to 5 nights. Well, we haven't exactly been giving them nights, have we? Well, what else can we talk about? Let's talk about the Middle East. No, I'm just kidding. That's just depressing. There's nothing to talk about there other than depression. Oh, you. I think I need the chain helmet still. Would you be so kind? Boots. Seen them. The worst part I accidentally skip at the night is there's no way you can make nighttime day instantly, but you can't make day nighttime instantly if you catch my drift. So we need lots of cracks. It's the whole thing. A preposterous amount of zombies. Alright. This is why I was sleeping, by the way. I went to the celebration for DU Hockey's championship. It was cool. It was like it was low key. I mean, it's not a huge amount of people there, but the mayor was there, and just hearing about the way that the hockey team supports the community. It's cool. I mean, DU's a small school relatively. Taking on big state schools. Not 100% sold on Denver, the capital of hockey yet, but we were in 2022. We need to keep stacking those things up. Really. Guess it's a lava lake over there. I need to hear Kraken. It's gonna take a bit, isn't it? Gonna give it this night for the episode. Two babies? Oh hell. one thing this Q3 ensures, which I kind of did, getting every advancement except the essentially impossible one in Season 8, is you do everything there is to do in Minecraft. You find out all the game mechanics. You find every structure. You brush every piece of sand and gravel. Hope the guy wasn't from my village. I say power 5 should be I don't think it says difficulty because I'm online. It knows I can't change it. Pretty sure difficulty is on hard. Okay, considering that I think we're going to end the episode without getting into Turtle Master stuff as the dawn rises, we did get a lot of items, so let's check out 1061 before we end the episode. What was going on in 1061? Oh, that was my last arrow. Okay. 1061. Dude, would you kindly fuck off? On June 28th, Count Florus I is ambushed on a retreat from Zaltbaumel and killed by German troops at Netterhemert. Most of West Phrygia is conquered and annexed by the Holy Roman Empire. On July 27th, Pope Nicholas II dies after a 2-year pontificate, succeeded by Alexander II. And in Africa, Sultan Yusuf ibn Tashfin succeeds to the throne of Morocco following the Almoravid conquest. So much for cracking. Well, I might just have to AFK here, work on this later. But anyway, 1061, that's where we're at. Thanks for watching.